Hey guys, you guys might be familiar with C-21, the provision in Canada that actually bans airsoft in Canada. And a lot of people are afraid it's going to happen here in the United States. So a new rule just came out by the Consumer Product Safety Commission on airsoft. A lot of people are afraid it's banning airsoft. A couple YouTube videos out about it saying, yes, they're banning airsoft. Yes, they're banning airsoft. But I actually have the entire rule right here. I've read it over. I have a little bit of experience reading rules and regulations. So let me go over this with you guys so we can see what's in it. So you guys get the straight poop. You know exactly what's going on. So I just found out about this a couple days ago. I decided to share it with you guys. I should be playing airsoft right now. But I woke up this morning about 3 o'clock, just ralphing my guts out, and my wife told me, no, you're not going to go play airsoft, so I didn't go. So I spent my time doing a little research on this regulation. I'm making this video on the 10th of June, 2023, and the dates on this say this rule is effective on June 26th, 2023, so this rule goes into effect about 2 weeks. Unless the Consumer Product Safety Commission receives a significant adverse comments by June 12, 2023. So we have 2 days to say, hey, we don't want this rule. It doesn't do anything, because it says if the CPSC receives such a comment, it will publish a notice in the Federal Register withdrawing this direct final rule before its effective date. So I will leave a link down in the description where you guys can get on it and comment on this rule so we can get rid of this thing. So here's some background information, and I do feel it's important to go over here just a little bit. This talks about the Federal Energy Management Improvement Act of 1988, made it unlawful for any person to manufacture, enter into commerce, ship, transport, or receive any toy, look-alike, or imitation firearm unless the firearm has affixed to it a marking approved by the Secretary of Commerce, and that is this stupid-ass orange tip we see right here that they're talking about. So, in 2022 of August of last year, President Biden signed a law transferring regulation of imitation firearms from the Federal Energy Management Improvement Act update, transferred it over to the Department of Commerce and the Consumer Product Safety Commission. So some of this is just saying that whatever rules that the Federal Energy Management had, we're going to adopt them also. And one of the things they're adopting here is the Direct Final Rule, Part 1272, marking of toy, look-alike, and imitation firearms. And I think that wording sucks. So I was in the military for about 26 years. I was an air traffic controller, and as you can imagine, air traffic controllers are mired in all sorts of regulations. One of the things I don't see anywhere, and I looked it up, is an imitation firearm defined. So then, what's an imitation firearm? Well, I mean, this is my SSP-5. I have an SSX-23, and I think we could both safely say that these are imitation firearms. But I just picked this up. This is actually an airsoft flintlock. It's green gas. And I don't know if this is an imitation firearm. I mean, it's not even in use anymore. So there's two people that's going to decide the definition of an imitation firearm. Two people. The person that arrests you and the judge at your trial. You could have some hardcore liberals that hate all firearms. And either one of those individuals could say, well, if it has a trigger and a barrel, then it's an imitation firearm, which includes BB guns, Nerf guns, those ping pong ball guns, and I mean, even if you made a rubber band gun, you possibly could be arrested on it, depending on the definition of an imitation firearm. Here we go. So, look-alike and imitation firearms, again, give me a good definition for look-alike, give me a good definition for imitation firearms, are subject to the new 16 CFR Part 1272. And it requires manufacturers of non-children's products subject to a Consumer Product Safety Rule under the CPSA or to a similar rule ban standard, or regulation under any other act enforced by the Commission to certify that the products comply with applicable CPSC requirements based on a test of each product or on a reasonable testing program. So what exactly does that mean? So it means requirements based on a test of each product. So this is my Novridge SSP5. So Novridge didn't manufacture like 1,000 of these and then randomly pick several hundred and test them and say, okay, every one of these pistols meets the requirement, so we can reasonably assume that all of these products meet the requirement. But it says to test each product. And what I'm seeing is once this gun is manufactured, it has to go through some sort of certification process and testing to make sure that it's safe. So now each one has to be tested, which is definitely going to add to the cost of this. And who does the testing? Is Novridge going to do the testing, or does he have to send the guns to a laboratory or somebody that's going to certify it? It doesn't say. But it says a reasonable testing program, and again, whoever wrote this did not define what a reasonable testing program. So there is something good in here. It's called a preemption. It provides that the provisions of this section shall supersede any provision of state or local laws or ordinances, which means if a state comes up with some sort of law that's similar to this, then this supersedes the state's law or local government, whoever come up with the rule. And one of the things it says provided that no state shall, and what it means by state is like Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, or any of those liberal states up on the northeast coast, shall prohibit the sale, other than prohibiting the sale to minors, of traditional BB, paintball, or pellet firing air guns that expel a projectile through the use of air pressure. So, according to this rule, nobody can prohibit the sale of airsoft guns to adults. So breathe easy, because we are okay when it comes to airsoft. However, I do think this is the start of something. I will send you a link down in the description where you can read this provision, and you can also comment on it to the Consumer Product Safety Commission so we can get this thing thrown away, because all it's going to do is just increase the cost of an airsoft gun. Who knows? Pretty soon they might come out and regulate BBs, saying BBs, each individual BB has to be certified, which you know is really going to increase the cost. The thing I'm worried about is my dad and I used to metal detect all the time. Metal detecting pretty much was just regulated out of existence. The only place you see metal detectors now is on the beaches or city parks. They used to be all over the place. As a kid, my dad and I used to go out and metal detect Civil War sites. We'd find bullets and all sorts of really cool stuff. But we can't even do that anymore. And just to let you know, if they ban airsoft, your boy is going to be all over it, because that is ridiculous. You look up here in my gun wall, I get comments about it all the time. On my gun wall, I have 2 snipers that I've dumped about $2,000 a piece into them. I got a couple pistols up here worth $500 or $600 because I've just upgraded the snot out of them. And I'm not going to let any of that work go to waste. I'm even modifying this guy right now, showing you that in the video later on. This could be the start of something horrible. I mean, they've already banned airsoft in Australia. They're trying to ban airsoft in Canada. We don't want that to happen, and it happens slowly by degrees. We have 2 days from the date of this video to comment on this, so I'll leave a link down in the description where you guys can click on it. You can leave your negative comments. Do me a favor, share this video so we can get the word out. We can stop this regulation right now. We can stop this little bit of slowly by degrees just regulating something out of existence like they did with metal detecting. I appreciate you guys watching. Please give me a subscribe. I'll post more updates as necessary, but that's the way I read it, the way I see it. There's a lot of videos out there hyping this up, saying they're trying to ban airsoft. I've probably gotten like several hundred comments, phone calls from people asking if I knew about this, if they're going to ban airsoft. It's not banning airsoft, guys, but I think this is a baby step towards that direction. So please share the video, hit that link down in the description, write a comment on the webpage, an adverse comment saying how negatively this is going to affect you. And I appreciate your time, appreciate you watching, guys. And if you could, give this video a like so that YouTube will share it with everybody so we can get the word out. Thanks for watching. Shreq out.